This brow tutorial is going to be slightly different today, as I'm the client and the brow artist all rolled into one. Let's briefly rewind to the 90s, and my brow icons were Drew Barrymore and Gwen Stefani. So needless to say, my brows were overplucked and tab bowl shaped for years. Today I'm sharing how I transform my brows with a lamination treatment, making them look fuller and thicker than they actually are. I'll share all my professional expertise, tips, methods and preferred products to help you level up your lamination results and create fluffy, textured brows for you and your clients. Let's get started. I always begin with a brow shampoo. When I'm using this on myself, I like to first apply it onto a dry cotton pad and then pick up the shampoo on a spoolie and work it into my brows. It's really important that your brows and the surrounding area are completely clear of makeup and also environmental factors and natural oils that our skin produce. So after a first cleanse with a shampoo, I then follow it up with a second cleanse using an oil-free cleanser applied with cotton pads. I then go over the area again with dry cotton pads to make sure I've removed any residue and that the brows are completely dry. My eyebrows are now prepped and ready for the first step in the lamination process. Today I'm using London Brow Lamination System. I take sachet 1 and squeeze some of the product onto the back of my hand. I use a lip wand applicator to pick up some of the lifting lotion and begin applying at the roots of my eyebrow. I work the product up to the tips until it's completely covered my whole eyebrow. I then repeat this on the second side. I now take 2 separate pieces of film and cover my eyebrows. Personally, I like to work with 2 separate pieces as I find I get in a right angle if I use one large piece. The most important part of this step is timings, so I like to use the stopwatch on my phone to keep an eye on the time. I will check how the brows are relaxing a couple of minutes in, and usually my brows only need about 6 minutes with this system before they're ready to brush and shape. I prefer to use a dental brush to gently brush the brows up and over in a sweeping shape. I like a soft, sweeping effect to enhance my brows and make them look fuller without looking too extreme or too lifted. Once I'm happy with the shape on both sides, I cleanse away the lifting lotion with clean, dry, flat end cosmetic buds. I then use a tiny amount of cleanser on a cotton pad to neutralise the product and stop it from developing any further. This is a really vital step to ensure you do not over-process your eyebrows. Next step in the system is the setting lotion, and I apply this in exactly the same way as the lifting agent. I ensure complete coverage of both brows. This time, however, I do not use film to cover the brows, and I do not need to check them after a couple of minutes. I just set a timer for 6 minutes, and then after the time's up, I will clean the setting lotion away with dry cotton pads. Now I'm ready to tint my brows, and as you may have noticed, the process of laminating eyebrows can sometimes cause, and definitely does in my case, the pigment to become very warm and gingery. So today I'm making up an ash brown to counteract the warmth. I apply with a fine angled brush, covering the hair from root to tip in light strokes. I like to take my tint a little wider than the overall shape, as this will help include vellus hair that sits on our skin and will give the appearance of a fuller, thicker brow than I naturally have. The treatment causes hairs to become very porous, so always keep a close eye on developing times, and this will change depending on the brand and the type of tint that you use. Once I've achieved the desired colour, I remove the tint with clean dry cotton pads. And now I'm ready to wax. I use very active ingredients within my skincare, and to help protect my skin, I apply a light powder before waxing. I'm using a warm cream wax and I apply with a manicure stick. This part was tricky for me to film on camera while also actually being able to clearly see what I was doing. After distributing the wax close to the hairline, I then use the manicure stick to push it upwards and create a clean, crisp line underneath the brow. As I reach the arch, I then begin to twist the stick, following the shape of the eyebrow tail. I use small pieces of wax paper cut down to size to remove the hair. I apply over the top of the wax, smooth down, stretch the skin and quickly remove in the opposite direction of the hair growth. I then repeat this through the centre and onto the other eyebrow. After waxing, I use a post-wax lotion to help soothe the skin and remove any wax residue. The final stage of the lamination process is the third lotion in the system, and this is a conditioning serum. Again, I use the lip wand applicator to cover the brows. Next, I will use a micro pore brush to perfect the shape. I keep working the hairs until I have them in the exact shape that I want. And finally, I will remove any excess lotion with the flat cosmetic buds. And here we go, my brows have been transformed. These are my results. I hope you guys have found this tutorial helpful, and I'd be very grateful if you could take a moment to hit the like button and consider subscribing for more beauty related content. Thank you so much for the support, and thanks for watching. Take care.